Om. Om. नमः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं स्वामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ॐ समचरण सरोजं सान्द्रनीलाम्बुधाबुधाभं जघननिहितप्राणिं मण्डनं मण्डनानां तरुणतुलसीमाला कन्धरं कञ्जनेत्रं सदयधवलहासं विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि 157. O king, I shall tell you the process of destruction. The power of upheaval of the time becomes evident early before actual dissolution begins to take place. शतवर्षह्यानुवृष्टिर् शतवर्षाह्यानुवृष्टिर्भवत्युल्लब्धा भवत्युल्बणा भुवि तत्कालोपचितोष्णार्को लोकांस्त्रीन् प्रताप्यशति. It's difficult, Varshaji. Meaning of the verse.
Okay. Ji, yes, go ahead. I'll help in between. No problem.
Then on earth, there is a dreadful drought lasting for 100 years. The sun with its heat, increased by the set spirit at the time of destruction, torments the three worlds. 158. When the power of this time becomes evident, it does not rain for 100 years. The great catastrophe happens, and all creatures begin to dry up. Nothing lives on the face of the earth or under the soil. 159. Creatures die. Forests are gutted by fire and turned to ashes. Not a drop of water is seen. The time in this way kills all people. 160. In the sky, 12 suns come together and create such a heat that all the three worlds are on the brink of total burning. 161. Hot winds burn out even mountains, and O king, the whole earth is turned to ashes within no time.
पातालतलमारभ्य सङ्कर्षणमुखानतः दहन्नूर्ध्वशिखो विश्वत् वर्धते वायुनेरितः.
Meaning of the verse: a huge and terrible fire from the bottom of the netherworld through the mouths of Sankarshana, the serpent, burning everything, shoots up in high flames and spreads in all directions, being pushed by the strong winds. 162. The land becomes very hot all over the earth, and the great hood of the serpent Shesha is burnt, and he begins to vomit venom through his 1,000 mouths. 163. The great flames of fire rise from netherworld, come up on the surface of the earth, and there is complete incineration of the three worlds. 164. The Shesha angrily hisses, which produces great gusts of wild wind, and it helps the great fires to burn everything in all the 10 directions.
सांवर्तको मेघगणः वर्षति स्म शतं समाः धाराभिर्हस्तहस्ताभिः लीयते सलिले विराट्.
Meaning of the verse: the groups of menacingly destructive clouds pour down showers as thick as the trunk of an elephant for 100 years without break, with the result that the world is submerged in the great deluge. 165. The flames of fire envelop everything, rising from the netherworld to heaven, while the great hurricane clouds become agitated and take monstrous shapes. 166. It rains not only in big drops, but with hailstorm and lightning. The waters torrentiously pour themselves down in unprecedented measures. 167. O king, the showers of rain at that time are not like the rain commonly known. I will tell you their size. Oh, the bravest man. That is really a very horrible time. 168. The great clouds pour down the rains, and the size of running showers is as big as the trunk of wild elephant. This continues for 100 years without break. 169. The lightning fills the sky with blinding light, and the deafening sound echoes repeatedly throughout the world. Thus, the final dissolution is accompanied with these rains. 170. The whole world becomes one big turbulent ocean, and the level of water reaches beyond the clouds themselves. There are only waters everywhere. 171. This time, the clouds which play this havoc are called Samvartaka clouds or the cyclone. The speed of rain is beyond all comparison. 172. At that time, all towns, cities, rivers, mountains, the separate seas all become one body of water. The sun and moon are also drowned in that water. 173. In that one ocean, even the cosmic body of God Almighty is dissolved. Thus, not a single form remains visible.
ततो विराजमुत्सृज्य वैराजः पुरुषो नृप अव्यक्तं विशते सूक्ष्मं निरिन्धनैवानलः.
Meaning of the verse, then leaving his cosmic universal body, O king, Brahma the Vairaj or the cosmic deity gets merged in the unmanifest Brahman just as a fire without fuel dies down and becomes invisible. 174. At the time of deluge, a terrible body of water emerges which gulps all the visible things. At that time, even the cosmic body of the universal God becomes extinct. 175. When the fuel is consumed completely, the fire becomes invisible and remains in its root nature. Similarly, the Vairaj poison of the cosmic Brahma, who, who holds the universal Viraj body, enters into the unmanifest element, which is Prakriti. 176. There are great sages, residents of the region of Brahma, and it is declared in Vedas, etc., that at the time of total dissolution, they also get freedom according to the sequence. 177. But when the cosmic person, who is called Hiranya Garbha, or in other words, Brahman, goes into oblivion, how can the residents get freedom? 178. The sage Antariksha answers this notional question and says that the power of this Maya, about whom the king Janaka inquired, is so high that any person at any level will not get freedom from her action unless he is a devotee of the Lord. 179. Thus, even if a person by penance attains the Brahmaloka, this freedom is difficult to get unless there is concentrated devotion to the Lord. On the other hand, freedom is always a maidservant of devotion. 180. Even Brahma is unable to enjoy final liberation without the qualification of devotion. Then what of others who are very proud of their knowledge? 181. If a person is proud of his status, that pride itself and the status both become the cause of his bondage. Therefore, real freedom is very rare in all the three worlds. 182. It is for this reason that Lord Shankara, dropping all his pride about Kailasa and its rulership, went to reside in the biggest cemetery in the world, that is Kashi, and is happily engaged in his devotion to the Lord. 183. I say, therefore, O the great king, that those who continue to worship the Lord Sri Krishna, even after their attainment of Brahmaloka, will get the final liberation after the total annihilation of the world. 184. Again, I tell you that those who do not worship God, even in the region of Brahma, have to run along the chain of births and death. Such is the power of Maya. In short, no devotion, no freedom. 185. In this context, Brahmadeva has said something to this effect. Note the two verses in the second chapter, the first volume of 10th division of Bhagawat Mahapurana, numbers 1 and 2. 186. If there is no devotion, even the persons of knowledge do not get liberation. This is a summary of the meaning of these two verses. 187. A man may be born as Brahmin, but he may be well versed in Vedas, but if he has no devotion to God, he is surely destined to fall back in evolution. 188. The real devotees see God in all the beings, and therefore calamities do not enter them. There cannot be any harm, because for the devotee, even calamity is God. It is true that God appreciates only the faith in a man and not his learning. 189. It is futile to try to be free without having the tenderness of devotion. Let it be. Let us turn to the present subject. We said that even the cosmic person enters into the unmanifest. 190. When that happens, the five elements begin to be destroyed. O king, I will tell you how each element enters the other next element.
वायुना हृतगन्धा भूः सलिलत्वाय कल्पते सलिलं तद्धृतरसं ज्योतिष्ट्वायोपकल्पते घृतरूपं तु तमसा वायौ ज्योतिः प्रलीयते घृतस्पर्शोऽवकाशेन वायुर्नभसि लीयते कालात्मना हृतगुणम् नभात्मनि लीयते.
Meaning of the verses: the earth's smell is taken up by the wind. The earth becomes all liquid, and when its quality of taste is lost, water becomes fire. When the quality of visibility of fire is taken up by darkness, fire turns into air. And when the air is deprived of its quality of touch, air is turned into ether, which is the most subtle of elements. This process takes place at the time of dissolution of the universe. 191. The anger, namely the force of the winds at the time of dissolution, squeezes the fragrance out of earth, and the material of the earth disintegrates slowly, being dissolved into water. 192. The wind becomes turbulent and squeezes the liquidity of water, and in the process of final withdrawal, water becomes dried up. 193. The quality of visibility of the element of fire slowly becomes annihilated in the form of the air by darkness, so that only wind remains in the cosmic space. 194. The space, ether, eats up the quality of touch inherent in the wind, and finally, even the smallest element of ether does not remain. Nothing is visible.
इन्द्रियाणि मनो बुद्धिः सह वैतारिकैः नृप प्रविशन्ति ह्यहङ्कारम् स्वगुणैरहमात्मनि.
Meaning of the verse: the sense organs, the mind, the intellect, with all the modifications of vikaras, enter the ego, and with its own qualities, the ego merges into the Atma. 195. The characteristic of Akasha, space, is sound. The time follows it. Then the pride of tamas quality becomes very fiercely active and swallows the Akasha or the space element. 196. The group of 10 organs enters into the ego of Rajas quality, and the four facets of Chitta enter into ego of Sattvic quality. 197. O the leader of all the great kings, the presiding deities of all the organs also merge into ego of Sattvic quality. 198. Then all the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, together with the three types of ego, enter into the Mahat principle. And just as a married daughter comes to her mother's home with her children, the Mahat also merges into the Maya. 199. A hen, when it puts her little ones under its wing, seems to be sitting alone. Similarly, at the end of the Kalpa, Maya seems to be alone. 200. Thus, I have described for you the work of Maya in the state of creation, the state of existence, and also the state of withdrawal at the time of total dissolution. And know it well that this Maya, with all the three gunas, is not real. It appears falsely. 201. Children, while playing games, sometimes say that now it is night, though they are playing in daylight. Similarly, Maya is only a supposition fancied by people who are deluded, saying that Maya is triple according to the three qualities or gunas.
एषा माया भगवतः सर्गस्थित्यन्तकारिणी त्रिवर्णा वर्णितास्माभिः किं भूय श्रोतुमिच्छसि.
Meaning of the verse: we have described for you this Maya having three aspects and doing the work of creation, maintenance, and dissolution. What more do you want to hear? 202. In the universe, there are three types of people, namely those of noble character, those who are of common level, and those who are of a lower level. There are three states, namely waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. There are three worlds, namely heaven world, this visible world, and nether world. Three divisions of action, namely past action of many births, action separately destined for this life, and action which is being done in the present, and three qualities, namely sattva, rajas, and tamas. This is all of Maya's doing. 203. The mediator, the meditation, and the object of meditation, the worshipper, the worship, and the deities to be worshipped, the knower, the knowledge, and the object of knowledge. All these three trinities are also within the field of Maya. 204. The observer, observation, and the thing to be observed, the doer, the doing, and the action, the enjoyer, the act of enjoying, and the object to be enjoyed are also within the field of Maya. 205. The hearer, the act of hearing and a sound or word, the one that smells, the act of smelling, and the object to be smelled are also within the field of Maya. 206. The hand, the action and the actor, the feet, the walking, and the one who walks, the speaker, the act of speaking and the speech are in the field of Maya. 207. I am, I am that and eternity, the seeker, the seeking, and the target to be sought, the goddess, the god, and the attendant deity are all parts of Maya. 208. The body, the holder of the body, and the pride of the body, the fearing the fear of this worldly life, and the bondage of that life, the free, the seeker of freedom, and the ignorant, all come within the field of Maya. 209. Pleasure, pain, insensitivity, the trance, the awakening from trance, and the impediments of the world. Similarly, creation, existence, and death are all the signs by which it is Maya. Maya who develops. 210. In the sky, we perceive blue color, but there is not a speck of that color there. Similarly, in the Atman, Maya appears, but it is illusory. 211. Mirage is actually visible, but there is nothing but sun rays. Similarly, Maya appears to be very powerful in the reality, but appears only where not a thing is existing. 212. Maya is really unreal, but it seems to be actively forceful because of our imagination. If we try to destroy her there, if we try to destroy her, there is nothing to be destroyed. 213. But by the shining of name and form, she has confused even the gods, including Brahma, and the three worlds appear falsely to be bound by the formation of various three factors. 214.
Right there.
For example, when there is a lamp lit, there is a shadow of each object. If we try to destroy that shadow, we cannot hit upon anything. Similarly, though Maya appears in the reality and it is a false thing, even gods find it difficult to discard it. 215. As the shadow of the body is false, Maya is appearing on the matrix of Brahman only, because we imagine so, and therefore she is called Ajaya by the Vedas, which means she is unconquerable. 216. O king, where imagination is rampant, Maya takes root. So Maya is not at all anywhere for him who remains beyond conceptual attachments in his own body. 270. O king, whatever men imagine is Maya. So there is no simile to describe her more accurately. 280. We have described Maya with her many signs. Now, what would you like to hear in addition? 290. Hearing that Maya is very fearsome and she really and she is really most difficult to go beyond. The king, the sages, at doing the sacrifice, the Brahmins and other people in that congregation were afraid. 220. They brooded over the statements that Maya is unconquerable. Men of knowledge cannot conquer her. She is not possible to be discarded even by gods like Brahma. Why talk of others? 221. Maya has even controlled Shiva and brought him to the limited state of Jiva. The king thought it better to ask, what is the easy way for common man to go beyond this Maya? 222. So, with faith and respect, the king asked the rishis, What is the way for common people to discard this Maya in an easy manner?
राजोवाच यथैनामैश्वरीं मायां दुस्तरामकृतात्मभिः तरन्त्यञ्जस्थुलधियो महर्षमिदमुच्यतम्.
Meaning of the verse, the king said, "O the sage of high rank."
Idamuchyatam. Sorry.
Meaning of the verse, the king said, "O the sage of high rank, please tell me how this Maya is conquered easily by a simple-minded person, though she is difficult for men, no self-control to go beyond." 223. The king was amused to hear that Maya is unconquerable, and though she is not real, she is able to trouble the person who is identified with his body. 224. He asked, "It is well established in the books of Shastras that Maya is unsurpassable, but tell me about some sure way by which ordinary people can escape from her." 225. There are many people who have not been able to control their mind, but they have a desire to go beyond this worldly existence. Please tell me an easy way for them to surpass this Maya. 226. Formerly, the sage Kavi has in short told that it is possible to go beyond Maya if one has devotion in which a person believes that the God and the Guru are one and the same. 227. The main reason of asking this is to know the exact and clear nature of that devotion and to know the easy way to go beyond Maya.
Hari
228.
Om. Hari Om. We can stop over here. How to go beyond Maya, we will wait over this weekend to hear the answer on Monday. But on the weekend, we can chew over to understand. So beautifully, they have described what is Maya. So, whatever our sense organs are able to perceive, that's Maya. If you see, means that's Maya. To the extent that even the gods and the deities are under the
Maya's control.
effect of the Maya. So those were some wonderful verses that we saw soon after about, I think, number 200, 3, 4 onwards for next 4, 5 verses. So those were the clear revelations that what we see, we touch, what actions we do. So I felt this was my takeaway for the day, and we've done a beautiful description of the dissolution also. How one thing enters into another, and how subtler the end or the destruction is. Amazing. So beautiful
Quite
session, I
profound.
must say. Yes, it is indeed very profound. And I feel like I'm in the middle of a chaos over here, and in that, amongst all the people sitting and doing, in that, to see, okay,
You are
so
in a
I
Maya.
literally,
You are in the
that's
world
what
of
I was
Maya
about to
now,
say, that
Varsha.
exactly I was going to say, and I'm in the most fascinating world of Maya, because this particular place has got which all brands of the world. So it's called as Palladium Mall, and everybody comes over the Phoenix Palladium of this Bombay, and you get to see how people are into it crazy. Oh, in between, I'm getting some phone calls also twice. So all this is happening in this world. While the chanting the last Rajo watch also, I got some phone call and the screen went blank because nobody imagined sitting over here. We'll be having one Eknathi Bhagawat session. But that is Maya. So you see what you are doing, what your senses want to grasp, what you are doing with your, come with some kids, and everything is in the past. So when you experience and you get the practical lesson and you sit over here and you read, okay. So how much importance to give to it and how much to satsang we really get to know. Yes, anybody with another markings of any of the Ovis which attracted, please discuss. Any particular point to be taken or any OV that has attracted? Basically, I'm carrying 2 phones, one to read this because I was searching if anybody would not read the sloka, then I might have to read. So one phone for the Zoom and the other phone for reading.
Have a nice time, Varsha ji.
No, this was the best time. In all these hours that was spent and are going to get spent with the kids because they would drag me where all. So that's the best. Again, the phone calls do keep coming, searching probably where I was. Okay. In the middle, this has fallen off. Okay. Please discuss any OV to be taken for me from 2034 around there for next 4 OVs. Those were very good for me to say what what is Maya, what is not Maya, to understand the indescribable. Any more thoughts? Okay, then over to you, Pushpaji, for the closing prayers.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्छते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु Thank you, Varsha.
Thank you. Hari Om, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Varsha.
So
Thank you.
we should not miss Monday and Tuesday because there the answers are going to come. How to cross Maya when the sage Kavi is going to talk about. Hari Om.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you so much.
Hari Om. Thank
Hari
you.
Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.